The message arrived on a Tuesday. Not with thunder, not with fire, not with some grand cosmic trumpet the way old science fiction promised, but as a soft, stuttering signal buried inside humanity's deep space listening arrays. A whisper mistaken for noise, a prayer disguised as static. At first, the technicians at the lunar array thought it was another dying pulsar. The pattern was wrong, though. Too deliberate, too emotional. It repeated every 11 minutes. To the Guardians, to the saviors of Orion, we beg you, respond. The translators struggled. Alien languages usually did. But this one wasn't technical or mathematical. It was desperate, cracked, filled with pauses that no machine could smooth away. Dr. Amina Rojas leaned closer to the console, eyes narrowing. Run emotional pattern analysis, she said quietly. The result came back in red. Panic, grief, extinction-level fear. Humanity had been broadcasting into the void for nearly a century. Radio, lasers, probes, noise. We never truly expected an answer. Instead, someone was begging us. And the worst part? They thought we were someone else. Within hours, every major government knew. Within days, every serious scientist. Within a week, the truth became impossible to hide. The signal was addressed to the Guardians of Orion, an ancient power, a species or coalition that, according to fragmented galactic records, had once intervened during extinction wars. A name whispered with reverence across star systems. Humans were not the Guardians. We didn't even know Orion had Guardians, but the coordinates attached to the message, they pointed straight to us, Earth, Sol, humanity. Someone somewhere had mistaken our messy radio chatter and experimental warp signatures as proof that the Guardians had returned. And now they were calling for help. The debate was immediate and brutal. "We don't respond," said one faction. "We stay silent. This isn't our war." "If we respond, we paint a target on Earth," warned another. But a quieter voice spoke from the back of the chamber. "What if we don't?" The room fell silent. What if they're already doomed? And the last thing they ever did was ask for help, and we ignored them. Humanity had a long, ugly history with that kind of silence. The vote wasn't unanimous, but it was enough. We answered. The response was simple. This is humanity of soul. We are not who you think we are, but we hear you. For 37 minutes, there was nothing. Then the reply came, and it shattered every assumption we had. You answer, "The Guardians live. Praise the stars." We tried again. "You misunderstand. We are not. There is no time. They are coming." Images followed. Cities burning beneath violet skies. Orbitals cracking like glass. Entire fleets reduced to molten wreckage in seconds. The enemy had a name. The Car Dominion. A devouring empire that stripped systems bare, not for conquest, but for survival. They did not negotiate. They consumed, and they were winning. The final image was the most haunting. A child. 6 limbs, eyes too large, skin shimmering like oil, looking directly into the recording lens. "Please," the translator whispered the word. Humanity had never been good at walking away from that word. We were honest. We told them the truth. We were not ancient, not guardians, not saviors. We were new. We fought among ourselves more than we should. We barely understood faster than light travel. Half our ships were retrofitted cargo hulls with weapons bolted on as an afterthought. The reply was immediate. You answer the call. That is what the Guardians did. To them, it was that simple. Humanity argued for weeks, but the galaxy didn't have weeks. Scouts confirmed it soon after. The car were moving, and they were moving toward the signal's source, toward us. Humanity did what it always did when cornered. It improvised. Every ship that could fly was recommissioned. Research vessels gained railguns. Mining ships were packed with kinetic kill payloads. Old Cold War platforms were dragged from orbiting graveyards and brought back online. Civilians volunteered in numbers that stunned even hardened generals, not because we thought we'd win, but because someone asked, and because someone was watching. The alien coalition, the ones who sent the call, arrived first. Hundreds of ships warped into the outer system. They were smaller than expected, fragile. When they saw our fleet assembling, the transmission came through, filled with awe. "The Guardians return with an armada." We didn't correct them. Not anymore. The car arrived like a wound in space. Reality bent, stars dimmed. Their fleet was vast, organic hulls, grown rather than built. Weapons that fired streams of contained gravity, shields that drank energy instead of deflecting it. They outnumbered us 3-1. They outclassed us in every measurable way, and yet they hesitated. Their commanders had records, ancient ones, records of a species that answered calls it shouldn't have, a species that fought wars it couldn't win, and won anyway. Humanity had been misidentified, but now, so had they. We didn't fight like the galaxy expected. We didn't form perfect formations or trade energy volleys. We threw rocks, asteroids fitted with drives, cargo ships packed with antimatter and piloted by volunteers who knew they wouldn't be coming home. We jammed communications, blinded sensors, flooded space with debris and false signals. When the car adapted, we changed. When they countered, we escalated. A human admiral summed it up in one sentence: "We don't need to beat you. We just need to make this cost too much." The coalition watched in horror, then in awe, then in something dangerously close to hope. The turning point came near Jupiter. A car supervessel, larger than anything we had, moved to annihilate the human command corps. We had nothing left to stop it, except one ship, the UNS Resolve, old, scarred, barely holding together. It rammed the supervessel at relativistic speed. The explosion lit the system like a newborn star. The car fleet faltered. For the first time, they retreated. They had learned something vital. Humans would always answer the call, and humans would always pay the price. The war didn't end that day, but the extinction did. The car withdrew from coalition space. Negotiations followed. Borders were drawn in blood and fire. Humanity was changed. So was the galaxy. We corrected the record eventually. We told them we were never the Guardians. The coalition didn't believe us. "Guardians are not born," their ambassador said. "They are revealed. Across the stars, a new signal spread, a warning, a promise. If you are desperate, if no one answers, call Saul." Because once, by mistake, someone did, and an armada arrived, not of ancient gods, but of humans, and that was worse. End.